Hello, and welcome to today's webinar, Review 20, New Release Features You Won't Want to Miss. This webinar is brought to you by Applied Software. My name is Amy Worthy, and I'm pleased to be your moderator today. We encourage you to take advantage of our fully customizable webinar console by clicking on the icons at the bottom of your screen. You can resize any of these widgets during the presentation. Click the Help widget if you need assistance. Then you'll see the Slides widget that contains my PowerPoint for today's presentation. The media player allows you to control the volume, and that is where you will see the presentation once Rick takes over, and he'll be sharing his screen and sharing a PowerPoint from that widget. So if it doesn't maximize, it should once he starts talking, but if it doesn't, you can just click it and maximize and make it as big as you would like to. After that, you'll see the Q&A widget where you can type in questions and comments throughout the presentation. We'll take time to answer your questions at the end of today's webinar. We're excited to connect with you further, so please go ahead and introduce yourself in the Q&A panel. For other questions or comments or to request more information, click on the next widget to send us an email. Next to that, you'll see the Facebook widget. You can like our page to catch up on the latest trends, training opportunities, and more. We also have a survey that you can take during or after the webinar. Next to that is the resource widget that contains links to Kahoot. We will be playing a game during today's webinar, so please open up kahoot.it or just click that link to be ready to play the game when we open it. We also have a link to our webinar library, as well as a link to a 30-day trial of Bluebeam. This webinar is being recorded for your convenience. You'll be receiving an email with a recording link for future reference. Be sure to find Applied Software on social media to make meaningful connections, receive special offers, and stay up to date on the latest innovations. Also, be sure to visit our website, ASTI.com, to see how you can achieve your design and business objectives through our innovative solutions, training options, and services. As I mentioned, we'll be playing a game during today's presentation. You can click the link in the resource widget, or you can use your phone to go to kahoot.it, that's KAHOOT.it, to play the game. We will give you the game pin before we get started. You will have to enter the pin to play, then you'll enter your name. We are playing to win a gift card, so if you want to win the gift card, please enter your actual name, or you'll have to let us know it was you who won after the game ends. Points are scored by speed and accuracy, so the sooner you answer the question correctly, the more likely you are to win a gift card. We're giving away, the first prize is a $75 Amazon gift card, second prize will be a $50 Amazon gift card, and third prize is a $25 Amazon gift card. And I believe Rick will be giving away the answers before the questions are asked throughout his presentation. So be sure to pay attention, and you are very likely to win a gift card. And with that, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to Rick Kremer to start today's presentation. Rick?
All right, thank you, Amy, and welcome everyone. I'm excited to be here, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day, working from home or working from wherever you are, to join us today on our new exciting class, or I should say webinar, on Review 20. This is going to be an exciting session where I get to share with you some of my new favorite things that I love about Review 20. Now, before I go any further, make sure to have your cell phones over here, and later on we're going to be playing Kahoot. And what you want to do is go over here to Kahoot on your phone. It's going to be the easiest thing to do. Open up your Chrome browser or internet browser and go to kahoot.it. Over here, you'll see a little screen that says enter game pin. And in just a little bit, I'm going to show you where that game pin is. And we'll start playing in just a little bit. And as Amy mentioned, we're playing for big prizes today, $75, and I'm upset that I can't play. So anyway, I'm going to turn off my webcam. I want to get into the presentation. It's going to be a short PowerPoint presentation, and then I'm going to show you some live features on what's new in Revu 20. So let's see what's going on, and thank you so much, and here goes. So first, welcome everyone. I'm Rick Kremer from Applied Software, and I'm excited to introduce to you Revu 20. Let me tell you a little bit about our agenda for today. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who I am, and then about Bluebeam. And then for anyone who is unfamiliar, I'm going to share with you the new enhancements that are in Revu 20. Then I'll provide a short demo of Revu 20 so you can see all the new features in action. Then we'll share stories from Bluebeam beta testers, and then close with resources that are available to you today. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before we begin. That's me with the fedora. Typically, I'm always wearing one, but can't wear one with the headset. I have 22 plus years of working within the industry, and 5+ years working as a senior AEC technical specialist here at Applied Software. My job is to provide technical support and training to all of our customers. I've also been using Revit for the past 10 years, and I've taught at a slew of different locations: University of Miami, Mississippi State, Palm Beach State, and former ITT Tech. I love teaching. My motto has always been to work smarter, not harder. Using the tools that we have, Bluebeam is just one of those specialized tools in my toolkit that I use daily. Also, I'm one of the subject experts on Bluebeam Revu for the AEC industry. A little bit about my certifications. I'm a Bluebeam Certified Support Representative, an Autodesk Certified Professional for Revit, an Autodesk Certified Revit Instructor, and an active contributor to Autodesk Knowledge Network. So let's jump right into Bluebeam. Let me introduce you to Bluebeam Revu, the project efficiency and collaboration solution built for the AEC industry, which will increase your revenue, reduce costs, and minimize your risks. Now, first, let's talk about current project collaboration with the owner, the architect, the general contractor involved on a project, and all their teams. With the abundance of meetings and all the different formats and emails and calls and different files exchanged between all the individuals, you can imagine this can start to lead to a lot of frustration. Now, with all the meetings, phone calls, and emails, that's a lot of information that's being exchanged between all the individuals on any given project. What if there was a way to speak the same language? And that same language is the power of having a unified file format called the PDF. To get on the same page, PDF, or portable document format, is a universal file format with versatile compatibilities, some of which they can include such things as metadata, hyperlinks, bookmarks, file attachments, images, spaces. And this is just to list a few things. PDFs are really one of the most commonly exchanged file formats that you'll see on any construction project. From architect to general contractor, this file exchange of using PDFs is what makes Bluebeam Revu so powerful, because everyone is using PDFs, and they're very easily exchanged and also emailed. Now, if you're new to Bluebeam, Bluebeam has been around since 2002. They have empowered 1.9 million unique users across 130 countries to advance the way our world is built. Bluebeam Revu, the flagship solution, helps teams simplify complex processes and collaborate in real time to finish projects on schedule and under budget. Bluebeam takes a customer-centric approach to product development, working closely with industry partners to design simple, smart solutions that save them time and money. The company has also grown with the industry and have opened even additional offices in San Diego, Chicago, Dallas, London, Stockholm, Munich, and Brisbane. They're an incredible company and probably one of the best for providing technical support and training resources, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. So, review. Bluebeam Revu is a project efficiency and collaboration solution built specifically for the design and build professionals, empowering them to do their best work. But more than that, the goal is to address the tangible business challenges during Bluebeam events, such as XCon and Bluebeam user groups and trainings. They have heard the challenges and include increasing revenue with maximized productivity, reducing cost, with improved project predictability, and minimized organizational risk. As they continue to develop and improve our solution, Bluebeam keeps those businesses' objectives in mind to ensure that they deliver maximum value to customers. With this in mind, let's just jump right into Bluebeam Revu. The two things that are really major contributors to the new Bluebeam Revu, and that's probably why you all are here, is to share with you the two focused tasks that Bluebeam Revu now offers. It increases collaboration and communication and task efficiency. Those are the two new focused goals within Bluebeam Revu. Around each one of these, I'm going to share with you all the new features that are included within the new collaboration and communication venues. To get more done, Studio is now been improved to improve context management and capabilities to give you greater flexibility and control of those meetings, including projects and sessions. In addition, Bluebeam also includes the new Australian server to help you meet data residency requirements across the pond. Now you might be wondering, is Bluebeam Studio included in my edition of Bluebeam Revu? If you have Bluebeam, the answer is yes. It's included in Standard, CAD, and Extreme editions. Basically, all paid editions of Bluebeam include Studio. And you might be wondering also, what is the other enhancement? The other enhancement is the markup and measure quicker than ever before. Bluebeam has improved the way markups and measurements are created, and included in this is some new criteria that I am excited to show you within the markups list. So without further ado, let's talk about my new favorite features of Bluebeam Revu. First, we're going to look at Studio sessions and see how easy it is to add users, and take a look at some new feature called Managed Your Not Joined Sessions. This is going to be really exciting, and it really gives us the opportunity to hone down on what projects that we want to work with. We also have improved the markups list. Now, within the markups list, there's a new filter list. Now, this filter list has been something that has been requested for a very, very long time from our user groups, and it now includes a better way of filtering, increased saved filters, and an opportunity to exclude replies in the output report, and more control of a specific area field in the markups list. I'm going to be going through all of this shortly. But without further ado, let's jump into Kahoot. So what I'm going to do now, go ahead, folks, grab your cell phones. And what we're going to do here is play Kahoot. So grab your cell phones. And what I'd like you to do is go ahead and either on your cell phones or on your computer, go to www.kahoot.it. If you're using your smartphone, that's going to be the easiest way to do this. Grab your smartphone and put in the pin 921219. Awesome. Looks like we have some people starting in. Paul, welcome. And John and Jeff. All right, we're going to give everyone a little bit of time to join in. This, again, is for $75 or $50 or $25 Amazon gift card. I wish I could play. And again, all the questions that are going to be asked, I've already given you the answers to, and we're going to break this up. We're going to have half of the Kahoot session now and then towards the very end. Awesome. Look like we're getting a bunch of people. Welcome, Tifster and Joe and Perry and Susan and Rachel, Justin, Paul, Lainey, welcome. Welcome, Janice and Blake, Candela, welcome. And Joe Mama, love Joe Mama. And Mark, how you doing, Mark? Welcome. Courtney and Mike, awesome. All right. Well, looks like we got still some people coming in there. Okay, we got the Bluebeam Queen. Oh, awesome. Then we got Zach, got Blake, and Jason. Awesome. Give everyone about a few more seconds here to get their Kahoot going. It's really a fun way to get everyone involved. All right. Looks like we're at almost kind of like I don't see anyone joining. So let's go ahead and start. Also, if you're just joining us or you're still listening, go ahead and write in 921-219 and you can join us. Looks like there's still more people. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and let this stay up here for just a little bit longer since it looks like we got some people still joining. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, basically, now remember, this is a timed thing, so go ahead and make sure. And here starts the quiz. What does PDF stand for? Portable delivery format, packed data files, portable document format, or portable delivery format. If you're using your phone, go ahead and click on the color and shape to enter your answer. And remember, got to answer quick. Awesome. Looks like we got 17 people got it right. Way to go. Awesome. All right, let's go for another question. Scoreboard. Oh, look at that. Jonathan is in the lead with 660 points, followed by Michael and then Jeff. All right, let's see who's going to lead it next. Here goes. Bluebeam was founded in 1991, 2018, 1812, or 2002. Again, when was Bluebeam founded? Looks like we got some answers. Oh my goodness, they are fast. And we got, look at all these answers. They're just coming right in. And looks like we have 32 are correct. In 2002, Bluebeam was founded. I'm glad no one guessed 1812. Let's see who's in the top scoreboard. We got Jonathan, followed by Andy, and then Sam. Okay, next. How many users around the world are using Bluebeam? 100,000, 1.6 million, 500 or 50,000, or about 120 people. Again, how many users around the world are using Bluebeam? Looks like those answers are just coming right in. Awesome. That is correct. 1.6 million users around the world are currently using Bluebeam. Let's see who's leading it. Over here, Jonathan is still on top, leading with 1943, and followed by Andy, then Paul. All right, Tifster, let's see if you can gain momentum on the next one. Okay. Next, the platypus falls under which classification? A reptile, a mammal, a bird, or just cute and curious? Again, the platypus, my favorite animal, falls under which classification? The reptile, the mammal, the bird, or just it's cute and curious? Awesome. It is a mammal. It is one of those strange animals. And yes, it is cute and curious, but the correct answer is mammal. Let's see where everyone is. And Jonathan is still in the lead, followed by Andy and then Matt. All right, let's do one more. PDFs can contain the following: hyperlinks, space, metadata, or all the above, and more. Again, PDFs can contain hyperlinks, spaces, metadata, and or all the above and more. All right, let's see how we're going to do. Who's answering? Yes, that is right. All above and more is the correct answer. And let's see, we got Jonathan still leading, followed by Andy. And Tifster, you made up. You came up. All right, let's do one more. Which editions of Revu include Studio? Standard, Extreme, CAD, or all the above? Again, which editions of Revu include Studio? One of the new enhanced features of Revu 20. We got Standard, Extreme, CAD, or all the above, and all our answers are coming in quickly. Wow, look at that. Correct. Everyone got that correct. All the above. So as long as you have a paid version of Revu, you have Studio. So we have Jonathan, Andy, and Tifster. All right, so we're going to pause on our Kahoot. Thank you all so much for playing. And I'm going to jump over back to my presentation here on the new improvements. Back to my improvements over here on Bluebeam. And some of those are now include such things as leaders, like never before. I'm going to talk to you and show you how you can now add leaders to pretty much all the things that you wanted to before. We're going to talk about the new poly measurement line styles and all the things that you can do with line styles. And then auto size, which works so much better than it did before. And finally, but not least, the easy help button. So let's take a look at Revu right now, and I'm just going to jump right into it. So starting right from the very beginning, here's Bluebeam Revu, and it looks very, very similar as before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to talk about some of the things that make it very, very unique. And the enhancements are starting at the top with Studio Sessions. Let me show you how easy it is over here to start to add a new Studio session and add people to it. Now, before it was very easy to add a Studio session where you can either add a project or a session. And I want to show you over here, if we start with a session, I'm going to add a new session over here, start a new session, which is just like it used to before. And over here, I'm just going to call this all new stuff. And then basically add my open files to the Studio session. Let me save what I was working on. And then I'll go ahead and hit OK. I'll check my permissions. Now, this part looks almost identical as it was before, but the next part in just a moment will look completely different. Right now, I've started to start my session, but this is where it gets exciting. The ability to invite users has been made even easier. Over here, we can use the following three options. We can type or paste emails, we can add emails from groups, or use the address book. Now, use the address book was always there, and emails was there as well, but there's a unique way of adding emails. And I'd like to show you how easy it is to do this. My favorite new feature, I have to say, is the emails over here. So I'm simply going to click over here, and now a new dialog box comes in and allows us to paste from Excel or Outlook and basically paste in email addresses. If the email addresses are mixed with text, it will filter out the text and just show you the email. To show you that in action, I have an email here that I have as a sample email. All I'm going to do is over here, find who I sent this to, highlight it, right? Control C on my keyboard. Click over here and Control V. Then click on Check and Include Emails. And look at this, it automatically went through and identified all the emails, and in addition to that, also put the domain name at the very top. This gives me the ability to easily identify who's been invited to my session, so I can easily see if I have everyone that I need. Then I can just add a message, like I would normally say, please join me for this session on Bluebeam. And I'll save the message and invite those participants. And an invite has been sent to them. Now, this part is exactly like it was before of sending their emails, but now what's new is I can also identify who's not joined on my studio session. Now, before you just had the joined session, now I can click on not joined. Now, let's say for whatever reason, the individuals that I'd sent that invitation to, it went in their inbox or their trash, or they just forgot to look at it. One of the nice new things is you can send a reminder to all those individuals that have not joined. All I have to do is select the reminder and send a reminder email. I'm going to say, hey, don't forget to join me online. Send reminder. And that's it. So it just sent that reminder to them immediately. Now, to me, this is a really, really nice new feature, because if you're like me, you might have a lot of different projects that you're invited to. And a best way to manage what you haven't joined yet, or what people are still remaining to join a session, you can simply click on not join. Again, that new feature of attendees is one of the nice new features of managing. Next, let's talk about the markups list. The improved markup list includes now something called the filter. Now, before we had the ability to filter over here, but now it's gotten even better. You'll notice over here, I have these markups from a drawing. And what I'm going to do is I want to be able to look at the different markups from the different individuals. Now included in Review 20 is the filter list. If I click on filter list, this is absolutely brand spanking new. Now I have the ability to click in over here at these subject headers, similar to a filter that you might use in Excel. I'm going to start over here on the subject area, and let's say I just want to take a look at the architect. I can select architect, and it'll go through and show me just the architectural comments. But wait, you used to be able to do that before, but it's even easier now. Maybe I want to take a look at architectural and electrical. And over here, it'll show me both. And by the way, it'll automatically gray out all the other comments from the other disciplines according to the subject. But if I wanted to save this as a filtered search, this is one of the new features that enables you to save filters. In this case, I want to save this filter search, so the next time I receive comments, I can see just electrical and architectural. Over here, I'll click on Save Filter, and I'm just going to call this Arch and Electrical, and click on the checkbox. Now, anytime I open up a document, I can come over here and select Arch and Electrical, and it'll automatically turn that on for me. So here, for example, I'll turn off the filter list, and here's a bunch of comments. I can click on the filter list, click on Arch and Electrical, and there, and it just went through and just now shows me Arch and Electrical. Now you can do this filter list pretty much for anything. Each one of these right here gives you the ability to filter all of the statuses or information in that particular column. The filter list is one of the new enhancements that I really enjoy using. Now, let's say we wanted to go through, and we're going through on our typical way of creating a report. And I'll go ahead and reply, and I'm going to say, we'll do this tomorrow. And I receive all of these replies from different individuals, and I'm going to create a PDF summary. Now, prior to this, in the previous version, if you did a summary report as a PDF, the replies would show up in the report. Now, it might not be such a big deal in a PDF, but in an Excel, it's one of those things that our user groups had identified that they would wish to remove out of the output file in Excel. Over here under Output, I can then go to Options and uncheck Replies. So it will not include replies. So when I send this out as a Excel, I can uncheck replies here or as a PDF, and it won't be included in my summary report. Now, this might not seem to be like a big deal, but amazingly enough, this was a huge request in our user groups. Okay, next, let's talk about another feature in the markups list that I'm really excited about. Over here, I'm going to take a look at a finished plan that I have. Now, in this particular drawing, I have different square footages that I've calculated for each one of these rooms. And for whatever reason, let's say I wanted to go through and I wanted to identify, for example, which rooms were under 200 square feet. Now, if I activate the filter list, come over here under Area and select Custom, we now have the ability to have additional filtering requirements. Prior, in 2019, we only had a couple. Now we have the ability to do even more. So this time what I want to do is less than or equal, which we did not have before, and go over here and do, I want to show everything that's less than or equal to 200 square feet. I'll click Apply, and just like that, now I can easily identify the objects or these rooms that have less or equal to 200 square feet. Now don't be fooled, that's 187, 407 is the total for this particular flooring. So we want to make sure that you go through and use the new area tool filter. So more control of area fields. Now, let's go through and show you another thing that has been updated. And this is, as I had mentioned, leaders, or lead like never before. So if we go through over here, and I'm going to create a single text box, just a regular old text box here in this drawing. And I'm going to draw my text box, and I'm going to say, this is a test to see how this works. Pretty cool. Now, over here, what I can start to do is include leaders very easily. Let's say before I went through and I said, oh, you know what, I really needed to add a leader to this. I might draw this separately. Now, all I have to do is right-click on it and add a leader. How easy is that? Let's say I want to add another one over here. No problem. Right-click, add a leader. When I move my cursor around, it'll grab each one of those major nodes, and then I can add another leader. Now that is really nice. Now granted, this over here needs to be probably centered. There we go. And that's one of the new features, adding leaders like never before. So it's easy to add leaders to text. Now, let's go through another feature. And this is called the new poly measurement line styles. Now, the line styles, if I go over here to my tools, measure, and I'm going to go to poly length. One of the requirements, or requests, I should say, from a lot of our user groups, especially our civil folks, have been to add additional line styles when doing poly lengths. Let's go through that right now. I'm going to select poly length and simply click. I'm going to hold Shift so it's nice and straight, and hit return. So that's our poly length. Now, before, when we wanted to go through and change the line styles, we only had a few line styles to choose from. Now, by selecting our poly length, we have the ability to change it to any of these lines. The different line styles are just the beginning. These are sample line styles that are sent with Bluebeam, and you can easily go through and create these as customized line styles. Over here through Manage, you can actually load and import additional line styles very easily. Now, this is really a nice new feature which was not easily done before. So line styles is one of the new options, or I should say features, in Review 20. Next, let's talk about auto size. Okay. Over here, I'm going to open up and create a standard text box. And over here, I'm simply going to put some formation in here to see how this works. All right. Now, if you go through and before had set auto size in previous versions, well, it kind of worked, but not really. Over here, now with Review 20, when we go through and auto size, not only does it get bigger, which it did before, it also auto wraps. So over here, we can simply go through and start to auto wrap this. Now, this might not seem like a big feature to you, but let me tell you, there also was a very big request by our users. Again, I can select it and add a leader very easily. So that is auto size. Next, let's talk about the easy help. Now, if you're like me, you love the help menus that are built into Bluebeam Revu. New and included are the ability to do some new things. So let's say, for argument's sake, I wanted to find this command and I forgot what it was, and I believe it was called snapshot or something, but I'm not sure exactly where it is. What I can do is I can go over here to Find Tools and do a search. I'm going to start typing in, and it'll take me right to that command. Now, this is a feature that you might see in other applications, but now it's included in Review 20. Over here, I can now easily go into Snapshot Content. And I'll go over here, for example, and do a snapshot. And Control V, and there is my toilet. Now, I'm going to still use my help menu because I want to change the color, but honestly, I forgot where it is. So here's the trick. Select the object that you want to change or modify or do something to it, then go to the help menu. Find Tools and Commands, and over here, I'm simply going to start typing in the thing that I want. Oh, I want to change the color. Over here, I'm going to click on Change Color. Because I had previously identified this and selected it, it's going to select that object. Now I can come over here and say, yep, this was black. I want this to be red. And click OK. Ta-da! And now I've changed the color of my snapshot. Any of these things are very easy to find. So for example, let's say I went through over here and added another text box. Added another text. And I forgot how to add a leader line. I can select it, come over here to Help, and type in leader. And there it is, add a leader. Put on, and it added a leader. So the help menu, I think you'll find helpful. Now, on top of that, all of these small little features really make Bluebeam Revu the state-of-the-art application to really control your PDFs and have more control and collaboration between you, your users, and your contractors, end users, on using any PDF. I like to think of this as taking PDFs to a higher level, to a PDF 2.0, and using Bluebeam. Now, also, did you know, for example, that you can also create, now this isn't just a review thing, this is, I mean, not a Review 20, but this is just a feature of Revu, even in the previous versions, of punch lists. One of the things that I find when I'm going through and I'm teaching is how to use punch lists and how easy they are to use. So for example, I have a punch list over here, and I can simply just click on this and place these punch list items. And what's really nice about this is I can then go through, highlight them, go through, and add them as a new legend. Very easy to do. And how easy was that? Now, if I wanted to go through and start to create new custom ones, there's two very easy ways of doing it. For those of you who did not know, you can simply just find a punch list item, double click on it, and manually change it. So I'm going to change this to TB. And when I go over here and go to its properties, I can scroll up, and TBs can be for tabled bookend, or whatever that is. And there it is. And so table bookend is now part of my legend. In addition, you can also easily do this in Excel. Now, to do it in Excel takes a little bit more creativeness, but all you have to do is go to Tool Chest, Manage Tool Chests, and over here, we can select the tools that we want to bring it into, select Import, actually Modify, and then over here, import a punch key. When we import that punch key is brought in through Excel. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly how that's done because I'd love to have you sign up for one of our classes, and I can show you all the steps on bringing this in from Excel. But the import will allow you to import it from Excel, or you can go through and create that manually. So let's go back to our PowerPoint, and that kind of wraps up the things that are new features enhanced within Review 20. Let's talk about some of the feedback now that we've received from our new Review 20. Now, Studio invites improvements in a great addition they've had in the past. Some users were finding out that their invites were going into their spam email. Now the ability to go through and make sure to add those people that have not joined or send invites was one of the most improved features within Studio Review. Studio invites improvements are excellent and time-saving. The markups list improvement also from a senior exporter, basically senior estimator, had gone through and also created a feedback for us on exported summaries is very useful, but they also wanted to not allow the replies to be in there. And the markup list filtering tool is one of the hands-down best improvements of Bluebeam. And this is just some of the feedback that we received. They've also received and discovered that Bluebeam has the ability to add leader lines, which has been one of the things that they've wanted for quite a long time. And you can add leaders to pretty much almost everything. The Find tool, that's the easy tool that I told you, the easy find that we just did at the very end, is a new addition that old and new users alike like to use. And the beta testers were excited about this improvement in Review 20, and I look forward to the new improvements as they come along. So let's jump into support and training resources. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Review, you have the ability in Bluebeam to basically go through and get best-in-class support and training resources. And by that, I mean going here, over here within your Bluebeam application, you have the ability to go into the Help menu. And as my colleague says, it's helpful. For the first time, the Help menu is actually helpful. Not only can you ask for technical support right directly from the Help menu, but you can also find what's new. You can launch tutorials. You can even find the keyboard shortcuts. In addition to that, you can find training resources. So over here, if I want to do launch tutorials, it automatically opens up a new dialog box where I can go through and select a category of information that I'd like to learn. So the Help menu is quite helpful. Next, for additional information on Bluebeam, if you're interested about learning more about Bluebeam and what applied software can offer you, please visit us at www.asti.com or just email us at bluebeam@asti.com. In addition, if you're thinking of purchasing Bluebeam, make sure to get maintenance. It includes the ability to upload files to the online drawing viewer, free updates and releases within the year of purchase, and priority technical support. Well worth the money. And, let's finish off our Kahoot. So let's see if we're still there. What I'd like to do is go ahead, grab your phones. Remember, if you've turned your phone off, you can get back into it under Kahoot.it, and the game pin is 921219. That's 921219. All right, if you're ready, let's go ahead. We only got 3 more questions for the big prize. The markups list are now improved to show custom saved filters, multiple search criteria, more control with areas, or all the above? All right, looks like we're getting our answers in, and they are coming in quick. All right, that is correct. All the above. Markups lists now include saved filters, multiple search criterias, more control with areas. And let's see who's leading. We have now Andy. Andy is leading the scoreboard, followed by Michael, and then Jason. All right, 2 more questions. You can now add users to a studio session by typing and pasting the emails, using the address book, adding emails from groups, or all the above. Again, one of the new features in studio sessions. I went through, but it also includes other things. Hint, hint. I want everyone to win. Awesome. Yeah, all the above. You can type and paste emails, which really was such a nice time saver. All right. And Andy's still leading, followed by Michael. We have one more question. Actually, 2 more questions. Adding punch lists can easily be done manually, can be done by Excel, can be done by using a crayon, or A and C, which is can be added manually in Excel. Again, can be created manually, can be added by Excel. And look at that, everyone, almost everyone got it. Let's see who is on top. We got Andy, Michael, and Jason. And for the last question, maintenance provides the following. When you purchase Bluebeam and you purchase maintenance, that includes the ability to upload online drawings to the viewer, priority technical support, free updates and releases within the year, or all the above. And let's see what our answers are. That's right, all the above. All right. And let's see who the winner is. Jason MC. Number 2, Michael. And number 1 was Andy. Woohoo! Congratulations, everyone. Andy, Michael, and Jason. Go ahead, make sure, please, to get in touch with us at the very end in the chat window for your Amazon gift card. So, without further ado, the winner is actually everyone also. One of the things that I'm happy to announce, which we just announced today, is we're going to be doing a new Bluebeam Revu Core Bootcamp class. This is a 2-hour training intended for those who really don't know much about Bluebeam but want to get up and going, and they've been thrown in on the deep end of the pool of Bluebeam, and they want to learn how to use Bluebeam. Or you just want to kind of get a review of new Bluebeam Revu. And this includes new features in Revu 20. And we're offering that for $99, which is unheard of. I don't think we've ever taught a class, or I've ever taught a class for $99. It's a 2-hour training session, and it will be offered to you if you email us at bluebeam@asti.com. So again, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate the time you spent with us and hope and trust it was meaningful and impactful for you and your business. And we look forward to seeing you on future webinars.
Hey, Rick, we actually have a few questions.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah. So we will answer as many as we can get through before 1:30. The first one is, can you export, save, filter, list, and share?
Can you export out that filtered list? So the filtered list is not, I don't believe it's exportable. I believe it is just part of your profile. If you export out your profile, it should export out with that filter list, but I have not tried that yet. That is a great question. I can't wait to try it out.
Great. All right. If we find out that you can export that, we will let you know. All right, and the next question is: Are the saved filters on local? Can they be exported, shared with other team members? Do they export with the profile or manual import for each computer to be set up?
So the filtered list, once you filter out this, should become part of that drawing. So saved filters is another thing, but when you go through and create this, as long as you're both using Revu 20, the filtered information that you have in the markups list should stick.
All right, just a second. I think this is a similar question. It says, is there a way to save or export a snapshot as a separate file, JPEG, PDF, or otherwise?
Well, you can always export out your summary. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but basically anytime you're working in Bluebeam, the markups list, one of the main features I use all the time is the export of the PDF. And within this, you can filter it and sort it exactly the way you want. And this configuration can be saved and exported to others. So you can load this configuration for your markup summary so you can include or exclude different things.
Great. All right, the last question is, can you adjust indent on the text box or call out and or create custom arrows?
So no custom arrows yet. Those arrows, as far as I know, are just the ones that are located here. So you can change them to a different arrow style. Within this over here, you can change how it's filled. Over here now it's yellow. So you can't change like you have in other CAD applications to 20 or 30 degree. These are just the kind of the built-in arrows.
All right, and so someone reached back out and said, I meant the snapshot as in the image clip being exported, and that was going along with the, is there a way to save and export a snapshot as a separate file? So they're clarifying that they meant the snapshot as in the image clip being exported.
So the way that I would go about doing that is I have a snapshot over here, for example, which is in my recent tools from previous when I had captured this. And I can come over here and grab that and move that to my tools or to a brand new tool chest. And then from here, I can export out my tool chest, the ones that I've used. So over here, I can simply export this out, and that's how you can export out all of your snapshots. And so you could create a tool chest that's called nothing but snapshots and export out the tool chest, because the snapshots by themselves don't work without the tool chest. So here's where you would want to use the tool chest as a snapshot tool chest and export that out, and then you'll have all your snapshots.
All right. Well, I think that's all of the questions. We also got a comment. Someone says, fun and insightful, Rick. So thank you so much, Rick. You always make these a lot of fun.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. And really, thank you so much. If you have follow-up questions when you get back to your desk or you start downloading the trial and you really want to learn more about it, please reach out to us. That's our job. We love helping others, and I love teaching everyone about Bluebeam Revu. There's always something new to use on Bluebeam. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
Thanks.